What if you understood blood types by the end of this video? We all know we have a blood type like AB or O, and that getting the wrong type can be incredibly dangerous. But have you ever really stopped to think why? What is actually happening on a microscopic level that makes one person's blood so different from another's? And why did we even evolve to have these distinct types in the first place? Let us demystify blood types together, really quickly. It starts with understanding what blood actually is. It is not just a red fluid. It is a complex liquid organ, a bustling highway carrying oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products throughout your body. Imagine a microscopic river, constantly flowing. It is comprised of several key components: plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Each plays a vital role, but for blood types, our focus narrows down to one particular player. The secret behind blood types lies predominantly with your red blood cells. These tiny biconcave discs are like the delivery trucks of your body, responsible for transporting oxygen from your lungs to every single cell. But what is crucial for understanding blood types is not what is inside them, but what is on their surface. Think of them as carrying unique identification badges. On the surface of these red blood cells are specific protein and sugar molecules called antigens. These are not just decorative, they're like molecular flags that tell your immune system, "Hey, I belong here." Your blood type is determined by which specific antigens are present or absent on your red blood cells. It is a very precise recognition system, crucial for your body's self-identification process. The primary antigens we are concerned with for the ABO blood group system are A and B. If your red blood cells have A antigens, you have type A blood. If they have B antigens, you have type B blood. Simple enough, right? This is the fundamental distinction that separates us into these major categories. It is like having different types of locks on your cell doors. What happens next is that some people have both A and B antigens on their red blood cells. These individuals have type AB blood. And then there are those who have neither A nor B antigens. They have type O blood. So, just from these two types of antigens, A and B, we get four major blood types, AB, and O. It is like a simple biological barcode. The key is that your immune system is incredibly vigilant. It is constantly scanning your body for anything that looks foreign or does not belong. When it comes to blood types, it learns to recognize your specific antigens as self. Anything else is potentially a threat. This recognition process is crucial because it dictates how your body will react to blood from someone else. This leads to the next critical component, antibodies. These are proteins found in your blood plasma, the liquid part of your blood, and they act like tiny guided missiles. Your body produces antibodies against any A or B antigens that are not on your own red blood cells. It is a preventative measure, ensuring any invaders are quickly identified and neutralized. Let us break down the antibody situation for each blood type. If you have type A blood, your red blood cells carry A antigens. Therefore, your plasma contains anti-B antibodies. These antibodies are programmed to attack any red blood cells that have B antigens, because those are not you. It is like having a security system that only recognizes A badges. Conversely, if you have type B blood, your red blood cells display B antigens. This means your plasma will contain anti-A antibodies. These antibodies are specifically designed to target and destroy any red blood cells presenting A antigens. It is a mirror image of type A, with its own specific defense mechanism ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Now, what about type AB? Since individuals with type AB blood have both A and B antigens on their red blood cells, their immune system recognizes both as self. Consequently, their plasma contains neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies. This is a crucial distinction that gives type AB blood unique properties when it comes to transfusions, making them very special. And finally, type O blood. People with type O blood have neither A nor B antigens on their red blood cells. Because of this, their immune system considers both A and B antigens to be foreign. Therefore, their plasma contains both anti-A and anti-B antibodies. This makes type O unique, particularly type O negative, which we will get to shortly. Now imagine what happens when someone receives a blood transfusion of the wrong type. Let us say a person with type A blood who has anti-B antibodies receives type B blood. Their anti-B antibodies immediately recognize the B antigens on the donor's red blood cells as foreign invaders. It is like a full-scale alarm sounding within the body. The immune system launches a powerful attack. The antibodies bind to the foreign red blood cells, causing them to clump together. This clumping, called agglutination, is a very dangerous reaction. It is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a catastrophic event for the body, initiating a cascade of severe complications. These clumps can block small blood vessels throughout the body, cutting off oxygen supply to vital organs. This can lead to kidney failure, shock, and even death. This severe transfusion reaction is why blood typing and cross-matching, meticulously checking for compatibility, are absolutely critical before any blood transfusion. It is literally a matter of life and death. But wait, there is more to your blood type than just A, B, or O. That plus or minus sign, like in A or O, refers to another crucial set of antigens, the AF factor. It is another layer of complexity, adding even more specificity to your blood's identity. This rash factor is particularly significant in certain medical scenarios, especially pregnancy. The R factor is determined by the presence or absence of a specific protein on the surface of your red blood cells, most commonly the D antigen. If you have the D antigen, you are Rho-positive. If you do not have it, you are a negative. So, someone with A blood has A antigens and the HD antigen. Someone with A blood has A antigens but no AHD antigen. The Rh factor works a bit differently with antibodies. Unlike the ABO system, people who are Rho-negative do not naturally have anti-ER antibodies in their plasma. They only develop them if they are exposed to Rh-positive blood, for example, through a transfusion or during pregnancy if an R-negative mother carries an R-positive baby. This sensitization can lead to serious issues. This leads us to the concepts of universal donors and universal recipients. Because type O negative blood has no A, B, or R antigens on its surface, it can theoretically be given to anyone without triggering an immune reaction. It is the ultimate stealth blood type, making O negative individuals true heroes in emergency situations where there is no time for cross-matching. Conversely, individuals with type AB positive blood are considered universal recipients. Their red blood cells have A, B, and R antigens. Therefore, their plasma contains no anti-A, anti-B, or anti-R antibodies. This means they can receive blood from any ABO and Rh type without their immune system launching an attack. They are the ultimate adaptable receivers. So, with that microscopic understanding, the immediate question might be, why did we evolve to have these different blood types in the first place? It seems like a lot of unnecessary complexity, given the dangers of incompatibility. This is a question that has puzzled scientists for a long time, and the answers point to fascinating evolutionary pressures. One prominent theory suggests that different blood types evolved as a defense mechanism against various infectious diseases. Throughout human history, our ancestors faced countless pathogens. It is plausible that certain blood types offered a survival advantage against specific diseases, influencing their prevalence in different populations. For instance, studies have shown that individuals with type O blood may have increased resistance to certain severe forms of malaria. While type O individuals are more susceptible to cholera and some forms of the plague, they might have had an advantage in regions where malaria was rampant, boosting their survival rates in those environments. On the other hand, type A blood has been linked to increased susceptibility to some viral infections, but potentially offered some protection against smallpox. It is a complex balancing act, where one blood type might protect against one disease but make you more vulnerable to another. This biological trade-off shaped human genetic diversity over millennia. This leads to another interesting hypothesis: population diversity. Having a mix of blood types within a population increases the overall genetic variation. This genetic diversity is a powerful evolutionary strategy, as it makes a species more resilient against widespread threats. If a new pathogen emerges, it is unlikely to wipe out an entire population if different blood types react differently to it. Think about it. If everyone had the same blood type, a single devastating disease could potentially decimate humanity. But with multiple types, at least some individuals might possess a natural resistance, allowing the species to survive and adapt. It is nature's way of hedging its bets, ensuring survival through variety. Adding to that, some scientists propose a theory related to diet and environment. Ancestral diets varied widely across different geographical regions and periods. It is speculated that the specific sugars in certain foods might have mimicked blood-type antigens, causing the immune system to develop antibodies, influencing which blood types thrived in those environments. Another factor is geographical distribution. We see patterns in how blood types are spread across the globe. For example, type B is more common in Asian populations, while type O is very prevalent among indigenous South American populations. This uneven distribution supports the idea that different environmental pressures or historical migrations played a significant role. So, the complexity of blood types is not just a random quirk of biology, it is a testament to millions of years of evolution, shaped by disease, diet, and human migration. Each of us carries a piece of this ancient history in our veins, a molecular fingerprint that tells a story of survival and adaptation. The surprising truth about blood types is that while they are critical for modern medicine, especially for safe blood transfusions and organ transplants, their origin story is deeply intertwined with our ancestors' struggle for survival against infectious diseases and the need for genetic resilience. It is a brilliant, albeit sometimes complicated, evolutionary adaptation. Consider how this knowledge impacts modern medicine. Understanding blood types allows us to save lives every single day through compatible transfusions. Without this detailed understanding of antigens and antibodies, medical interventions that we now take for granted would be impossible or incredibly dangerous. It is a cornerstone of safe medical practice. Progressing from there, the development of precise blood typing techniques and cross-matching procedures has been a huge leap for humanity. It ensures that patients receive the exact match they need, minimizing risks and maximizing the chances of successful recovery. This meticulous process is what prevents those devastating transfusion reactions we discussed earlier. What becomes clear is that your blood type is far more than just a label on a medical chart. It is a sophisticated biological identity tag, a product of ancient evolutionary battles, and a critical determinant of your compatibility with others in a medical context. It is a subtle yet profound aspect of what makes you, you. The central message is that the different blood types are a fascinating example of evolutionary adaptation and biological diversity. They exist not for arbitrary reasons, but because they likely provided survival advantages against various environmental and infectious challenges faced by our ancestors over millennia. Each type is a unique testament to human resilience. Ultimately, the point is that understanding blood types is not just academic, it is vital for modern medicine and sheds light on our shared evolutionary journey. So the next time you see your blood type, you will know it is not just a random letter and a sign. It is a profound story written in the very cells that sustain your life. Thank you for watching. What is fascinating is how these tiny surface markers dictate such profound reactions within our bodies. Think of your immune system as a highly trained border patrol. The A and B antigens are like specific uniforms. If a cell shows up with a uniform your body does not recognize as its own, the alarm bells ring immediately. It is a system designed for meticulous self-preservation. The foundation is that these antigens are not just for identification. They can sometimes act as receptors for pathogens. For example, certain bacteria or viruses might find it easier to bind to cells with specific antigens. This interaction could then lead to a higher susceptibility or resistance depending on the specific pathogen and blood type. Expanding from that, it is not just about direct binding. The presence or absence of certain antigens can also influence the strength or type of immune response your body mounts. A specific antigen might alter the way your immune cells see and react to an invading pathogen, thereby influencing disease progression or even just how sick you feel. Where this takes us is a deeper appreciation for the intricate details of human biology. Your blood type is not just a simple label for transfusions. It is a window into the complex interplay between genetics, immunity, and evolution. It is a reminder that even the smallest biological differences can have profound implications for survival and health. The biggest lesson here is that our biological diversity, even down to our blood types, is a powerful asset. It is a natural defense mechanism that has helped humanity survive countless challenges throughout history. Embracing and understanding these differences is key, not just for scientific advancement, but for appreciating the incredible resilience of life itself.